Hello individuals, this is my first video of 2017. It's exciting. I know in a couple of weeks I'm going to start testosterone shots, and so this year looks exciting, it looks promising, so I'm excited about that. And I feel like just like most people do and talk about their New Year's resolutions, I'm going to be doing something similar. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, and I guess I'll preface my video with that before I go into them. So I don't call them, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I prefer to call them goals, because New Year's resolutions to me just seems like there's a deadline, that you have to do it by a certain time, you have to start it by a certain time, like January 1st you have to start hitting the gym, and if you fail one day then it just crumbles to pieces and X, Y, and Z. And I feel like there's no reason why the beginning of a new year should be something like that, should be where someone starts to work on themselves. Did my goals come around at the end of December, and did I start thinking about this at the end of December? Sure, but I'm not calling them resolutions for a reason. These are things that I've been working on for a while now, and that I want to continue to work on. One of them, I guess I'll explain when I get to it, is purposely beginning now. But anyway, so I'm just gonna jump into it. But that's, yeah, so I don't actually refer to them myself as resolutions. I don't know what's going on with my throat today, and so I'm sorry if I keep clearing it or coughing or whatever. So I'm using my new iPad that my parents blessed me with this Christmas. That's where I typed up these things. So 2017 goals, I guess is what I preface it as. More financial stability. So I want to keep better track of my expenses and my income. I want to get better at saving. I was decent at it like 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden I let my shopaholism run its, like, I ended up letting it take control of my life. And so I know last year I wanted it, I was like, I'm not going to spend that much money, and I ended up doing so. And so the reason why I decided to make this really starting now rather than earlier is because I'm gonna start getting paid for something separate. So because I'm getting more money, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to ration out, what I need and stuff. And so that's why I'm making that the beginning of January rather than starting earlier. I mean, I'm trying to get myself into the habit. I downloaded like 3 financial apps just so I can try to figure out where my money is going and where my money has been going. And so there's that. Second one is going with the flow in life, and in relationships, whether it's platonic or romantic or whatever. I have always blamed being a Virgo for being the reason why I wanted to take control of everything and micromanage, and it's just, it's fine and dandy until it starts affecting your life and starts affecting your relationships, because you're planning like years ahead and they're not up to you, And so I wanted to start letting myself just loosen the reins a little. I'm probably still going to want to take control of things, but I want to be able to say that I'm going with the flow with something, and I'm not trying to manage and time everything. And it's still something that I have to check myself on all the time, because I have a terrible habit of oh, I like someone, so they have to X, Y, and Z by this certain time, and and I'm trying to let go of that, so that way it doesn't affect myself and my mental health, and it also doesn't affect the relationships that I might have or that I have, or yeah. The third one is learning on my own more about art and learning techniques on these things. So it's not just visual art, even though I do want to start improving my visual art. I know there's places that I can go to get free classes and stuff, and I was also school. While I'm in college, I can probably take advantage of these things. And there's also, for me, I wanted to sort of teach myself a little bit more about graphic design, and so Adobe also has these they have these short tutorials, and I can always just watch tutorials on YouTube, and I can teach myself things, and so that way while I'm in this, I'm not exactly making films right now, and I want to make art and I want to know how to do more, I can go on and teach myself these things, because I have those opportunities available. The fourth is make reading a habit. I don't read, and I feel like I'm one of those people that you expect to read and expect to just have a good book recommendation. I used to read so much more when I was younger. I would like live in the library and I would borrow 50,000 books just to read them, and I was just really I was a huge bookworm when I was like 10 years old. And then I grew up, and you know, reading became obligatory in school. Obligatory, whatever. And then eventually I just stopped reading, and I like it. I just forget that I like it. And you know, most of the time I think I've just become one of those millennials that sort of get involved so much in technology that I kind of forget that there is a such thing as a book. So I have all these books on my bookshelf and I don't actually read them. And so that's something that I want to start doing, even if, you know, I read maybe once a week to start off, or, you know, I just carry a book with me just in case I'm waiting for something, which is actually how I got into this, why I wanted to make this my goal. There was a time that I was waiting for an appointment. I was super early for this appointment. I was just coming out of school, and like I had to wait 2 hours, and I didn't know how to kill. It was like 2 or 3 hours, and so I ended up reading, and I enjoyed it. And so I was like, this is something that I want to get back into. So I'm gonna start small, and you know, maybe it'll eventually become a habit. That's how you start. When you start doing something, and once your body is like, this is good, your brain is like, this is good, keep it happening, and then you. And then the last one, which I didn't write down, but it's something that I've been doing since 2016, since the summer of 2016, is putting my mental health first. And I wasn't allowing myself to do that. I wasn't allowing myself to give myself self-care because I was so dependent on my last partner that I kind of forgot what it was like to take care of myself by myself. And it's something that I've been trying to work on, and it's something that I want to continue to work on. If I need a day off, I'm gonna request a day off. If I need to do this, if I need to just, you know, isolate myself for 10 minutes, then I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do the things that make me feel happy, and, you know, do the things that I know are right for me. And yeah. And so I guess the last thing that I have to say is, other than the fact that I don't call them resolutions, the thing that I know that I want to do is start some of these things just start by, you know, something small. So for financial stability, obviously I'm not going to save $1,000 overnight, but if I start keeping track of where I'm spending my money and how I'm spending my money, and like how much money I will have instead of just overdrafting everything, you know, it's just the little things. It's just starting very small. And so just like reading, if I start by reading maybe like, even if it's on the train to go somewhere and it's only once, as long as I start somewhere, that's where your platform is. And I guess the very last goal that I have is to just get back onto here and start making more videos consistently, and making it something that I do because it's something that I love. Yes, and if you've watched up to here, thank you so much. Subscribe, like, or comment. You can give an individual their wings, and if you subscribe, you can join my winged family. And who doesn't want to learn to fly? Yes, and until next video, bye. Happy New Year. Oh shit, bye.